This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Radcliffe Lewis, Dr. Brian James appointed to Todd's Road Safety Campaign team. President of the Medical Association of Jamaica, Dr. Brian James, and the former Senior Superintendent of Police, Radcliffe Lewis, have been appointed technical advisors of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services Road Safety Campaign team. The TODS, which represents public transport operators, said the appointments, which took effect last week, are part of its intent to geographically and creatively increase messages and information on road safety in Jamaica. In a release, the organization described Lewis as a tough-talking former senior crime fighter who took a zero-tolerance approach to road traffic breaches when he headed the police traffic department, and said they remain committed to reducing fatal crashes on our roads by 25% this year through hardcore information sharing. Chairman of Todd's Road Safety Awareness Network team, Ray Lee, who is also president and the CEO of ARYVVE Technology Transportation, said this year's road safety campaign will be presented starting in May when Jamaica joins the world in observing Global Road Safety Month. President of Union of Clerical Administrative and Supervisory Employees, Vincent Morrison, was also appointed vice chairman of the Road Safety Campaign team, and the Reverend Dr. Peter Gart will serve as a chief chaplain to the team. Several major private sector institutions were announced as members of the network, including FESCO, the Jamaica Gasoline Retailers Association, the Transport Authority, and the Victoria Mutual Group. This year's theme for the campaign is Partnership for Peace on Our Roads, and the slogan is Driver Don't Do It. Shock as a parent beats security guard at the Corinaldi Primary. Scores of children at the Corinaldi Primary School in St. James were left traumatized on Monday afternoon following an incident where a parent used a baton to inflict several blows to the body of a security officer at the institution. Following the incident, the security guard was rushed to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he has been undergoing treatment for the injuries sustained. The severity of his condition is unknown at this time. Reports are that about 4:15 p.m., following the dismissal of school, a disagreement developed between the security officer and the parent, who apparently had made his way onto the school compound in an attempt to retrieve his child. However, given the school's policy that students should be picked up at the gate, the security officer, in a bid to prevent him from going any further, tried to escort the parent back to the gate. That seemingly did not go down well with the parent. When the security guard was releasing children through the gate, he stepped through and the security guard walked him down with his baton and was barring him, and he took it from the security officer and started to beat the officer, a member of the Parents Teachers Association who was present at the school at the time explained. The PTA representative described the situation as a total disrespect to the school and the security officer. This is total disrespect. The security officer was doing his job on the school compound, he remarked, further explaining that after the incident, the guard could hardly stand. This has left teachers and other individuals connected to the institution upset, and they are now calling for justice to be meted out to the parent for the attack. "I'm serious, I won't be teaching tomorrow Tuesday until we get justice," one grade 1 teacher remarked. "I'm really hurting, I'm in pain because it could be me. And the way he came in and said, 'Hey idiot teacher, no come say nothing to me,' that's the way he was behaving and saying, 'I am above the law, none of you can do me anything,'" she further divulged. She is now worried about how the situation will impact the students who saw the attack firsthand. "I heard from some students what really transpired, and the children are really traumatized by this. We had this little one here running and crying to her mom, saying, 'Mommy, please help Siki. Them a beat him up bad,' and she was literally crying," she explained. Following the incident, a number of parents who were outside the gate called on the staff members to open the gate so that they could pay him back in kind for what he had done to the security officer. However, the police were quick on the scene and the parent was removed. A member of the school's board who was present at the school for a meeting disclosed that this was an unfortunate situation given that they were discussing introducing new security measures at the school. We discussed it at our board meeting just last month to put in added security, and we were supposed to meet this evening, and this is what we came into just minutes before our meeting. So our meeting had to be postponed, the board member said. 5 high-end vehicles stolen from Carmart in one night, man charged. A man accused of stealing 5 high-end motor vehicles from a popular car dealership in New Kingston in one night was charged by police on Monday. Richard Michael Sudlow, aka Richard Simpson, was charged after 3 BMWs, a Mercedes-Benz, and a Range Rover were stolen from the dealership, which sells used and new motor vehicles. Sudlow is charged with office break-in and larceny, 5 counts of larceny of motor vehicles, conspiracy, receiving stolen property, and making a false declaration. The vehicles were reportedly stolen on March 16, 2022. Details of the robbery were not immediately available, but the news understands that someone gained access to the office at the dealership and pressed the keys that were found. Whichever vehicle responded was driven off the property. Company representatives discovered the robbery the following day and reported the matter to the police. Sudlow was recently held driving the Range Rover in St. Elizabeth. He was detained and, following further investigations, was charged in connection with the robbery. 3 men arrested in cocaine bust. Members of the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard seized a large quantity of cocaine on Monday. The drugs were found packed in the side of a vessel. In a video posted to the Jamaica Constabulary Force's official Instagram page, law enforcers, one with a power drill in hand, can be seen standing next to the boat, which was cut open. The packets of drugs lay on the ground beside them. It was unclear where the seizure took place. However, 3 men have so far been arrested in connection with the find. Curfew imposed in section of St. Catherine North. A curfew has been imposed in a section of the St. Catherine North Division. The curfew began at 6 p.m. Monday, April 11, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. Wednesday, April 13. The boundaries of the curfew are as follows. North along an imaginary line from number 38 Valdez Road to Lawrence Drive. East along Lawrence Drive from the northern boundary to the intersection with Old Harbor Road. South along Old Harbor Road from the intersection with Lawrence Drive to the Church of God of Prophecy, number 41 Old Harbor Road. West along the perimeter wall from the Church of God of Prophecy, number 41 Old Harbor Road to number 38 Valdez Road. The police are reminding the public that during the hours of the curfew, all individuals within the boundaries of the curfew are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. Jamaican wanted on murder charge arrested at a Florida airport after trying to flee U.S. A Jamaican man who was being sought in relation to the murder of a man in Nashville, United States, was arrested on Sunday while trying to flee the country on a flight out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Brandon Swaby, 20, was attempting to fly home to Jamaica, according to a release from the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department on Sunday. A Nashville arrest warrant has since been issued charging Swaby with a criminal homicide in relation to last Tuesday's murder of 22-year-old Christopher Brandon McCobb on Donaldson Pike near the Nashville International Airport entrance. Police in Nashville report that McCobb made an arrangement through Facebook Marketplace on Monday, April 4, to trade his BMW sedan for Swaby's Dodge Charger. The following evening, the BMW, which was being driven by McCobb, broke down on Donaldson Pike, resulting in the man continuing the journey by driving a relative's SUV motorcar. A dispute later ensued between both men, during which McCobb was fatally shot inside the SUV. Further reports are that Swaby traveled to Atlanta at some point after the homicide. He flew Sunday from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale, where he was taken into custody by U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents with assistance from federal partners, said the release from the Nashville police. Swaby will be held in a Broward County, Florida jail pending his return to Nashville. Finance Minister to meet with unions regarding public sector compensation review. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark is to meet this week with the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions following the group's ultimatum that documents relating to the public sector compensation review be provided by Monday. Last week, JCTU President Helen Davis White expressed dissatisfaction with the manner in which Dr. Clark was communicating the government's position regarding the review. President of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, O'Neill Grant, disclosed to the news that his group is also scheduled to have discussions with the finance minister this week. According to Mr. Grant, discussions are crucial, especially in light of the announcement that the duty concession benefit will end on June 30. That announcement, he said, has destabilized the civil servants. We had to call an urgent meeting with the minister to get our message across, so I guess the minister will be meeting with 2 sets of persons or possibly more over the next week as we start to now go deeper into the information sharing so that we can start to analyze what it is that the government is planning to replace, he suggested. Mr. Grant said the JCSA's General Counsel will meet on Thursday to discuss its final position on the compensation review. He said civil servants are anxious about the review, which will see some allowances and pay scales eliminated. Dr. Clark has sought to assure workers that they will not take home less pay when the review is implemented. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.